everybody, my name is Scarlet, and welcome to the Aristocrat Harbour story arc. To start off with, I feel like I should bring up something that Luna kinda forgot to mention last time. Silly Psyduck. Firstly, Luna might have just a teeny tiny bit forgotten that Prism had a little bit of a massive crush on her. He gave her his number and they've been texting ever since we last parted ways. Secondly, because of this newfound crush, Luna might have also earned herself a lifelong rival. You remember what Luna said?
The smartass is Amber.
Yeah, so, the reason she said that is because we learned that the facility that we were able to revive our fossils was an elite Pokemon Academy that Amber recently graduated from. Well, even though Luna doesn't like her, evidently, Aristocrat Harbour is actually the home of Amberstone.
The stones? They're here? Where? Someone mentioned Steven Stone?
No, Jade, sweetie, I'm just recapping our journey in Aristocrat Harbour.
Oh, so they aren't here?
No, sorry, honey. We'll go find them later, okay? Now, you go get ready and practice your recap for Empire City.
Okay.
Anyway, so we head to the family estate of the famous Stone family. However, she does seem to have a real prideful streak, as she refuses to acknowledge Luna as anything but a love rival. Oh yeah, we have a hilarious love triangle going on between them. Lots of one-sided crushes here. So Amber has a crush on Prism. Prism, who is the son of a successful gym leader and former champion of UTOPUS, in turn has a crush on Luna. And why wouldn't he? Luna, however, is very career-driven and has no interest in relationships. Being a professional trainer and a ranger keeps her priorities off of love. But she does give him a shot later. Anyway, let's get started on this recap. We entered Aristocrat Harbour right away, excited to finally get to revive our fossils. We went straight to the local Pokemon Academy. We met Professor Larch, the school's science and computer expert. Turns out he's actually an old friend of Professor Mahogany. That guy sure has a lot of pals. It was through this connection that we were able to revive our fossils using the facility's resources for free. They were going to make a class project out of it or something, and it would take a little time, so we decided to explore a little more. Speaking of classes, we were offered some for free. Lavi took history, as his parents were archaeologists. Luna took a battle strategy class, Jade learned to hack, and I took biology, which gave me special bonuses to rolling for Pokemon biology checks, which of course we will always remember to add. Right? After that, we stopped at the local tackle shop. There we heard rumors that the local fishing economy was running dry due to Pokemon interference. We thought we'd try our luck anyway and stocked up on some bait, gear, and dive balls. Myself, Jade, and Luna decided to go fishing, while Lavi went to play some children's card game in a local TCG tournament. It didn't take us too long to discover that the fishing rumors were true. After what seemed like hours sitting on our butts, we only caught like 3 fish. 3! Not even cute ones! We packed up our rods and decided to go to the nearby diner for dinner. Inside, we met an eccentric fishing crew named the Captain, Robert, and the Bobs. We heard from the Jolly Crew that the shortage of fish was supposedly due to the rise of a bunch of jellyfish Pokemon, led by a deadly tentacruel named Nomura the Assassin. Wait, haven't we heard that name somewhere before? Thanks to this Nomura and his jellyfish army, it was making life in this harbour town difficult. We agreed to look into the matter, but not before trading some Pokemon with him. We traded almost our entire catch for his rare Tortuga, which he says he caught, but I think he's lying, considering it's a fossil Pokemon. There's no way the GM could make a silly, simple mistake like that, could he? Huh? 'Cause that never happens, ever. I made my mistakes! So after dinner, we all went back to the Pokemon Center, where I was greeted by our little witch friend, Crystal. She showed me her Pokemon Lunatone, which I recognized as the twin to my Solrock, her yin to my yang. Realizing we've both been blessed by the masters of the dream world, we decided to have a little sleepover. And no pillows were thrown in the making of this next sequence. Sorry. Crystal showed me that thanks to our connections to Cresselia and Darkrai, we could travel to Dreamworld whenever we slept, which for me is quite a lot. While in Dreamworld, I ran into my patron, the Queen of Dreams, Cresselia. Cresselia informed me that the situation in Aristocrat Harbour was actually worse than people realized. It wasn't Nomura the Assassin at all that was causing the problems in town, but in fact an ancient creature called the Sea Banshee. Cresselia then tasked me to confront the sea banshee and rid the world of it. I normally would be very opposed to killing a Pokemon, but my queen assured me that this creature was as evil as it was ancient. Many sailors died to this monster, and I would be bringing the dreams of many back to the world by removing this threat. I spent the rest of the night in Dreamworld talking to Cresselia. When I awoke, Crystal was still fast asleep, probably still talking to her patron. I let her sleep and then went to meet up with my friends. I relayed to them what Cresselia had said, and they agreed we should probably try to do something about the issue. However, Luna had scheduled a little get-together with Prism, and he was going to meet up with us along the way. We met up with a fisherman that we had befriended earlier, and he lent us some wetsuits, which we quickly slipped on and dove down to the bottom of the harbour. We didn't have enough for Prism, so he stayed aboard to try and give us some support from above. As we dove down, we discovered a faint but powerful light. When we reached the bottom of the trench where the light was located, we were greeted by a Manaphy. This Manaphy had made its nest here at Aristocrat Harbour, but was being harassed by the sea banshee for the past several weeks. We informed it that we were there to help in any way that we could, and it was glad to take us up on the offer. I immediately channeled with it, and shortly after that an intense battle began. We were quickly surrounded by Tentacruel and Frillish, which we held off as best we could. It wasn't easy as we didn't have many water Pokemon to hand, but fortunately, Manaphy had an ally come join the fight. We were actually doing pretty well, until the assassin known as Nomura swooped in and attacked, nearly destroying Lavi's wetsuit. That would have been the end for us, if not for Jade's dive balls. She somehow managed to catch Nomura, much to the annoyance of the GM, and it swung the fight in our favour. For a time. It was then we were set upon by the dreaded sea banshee that Cresselia warned me about. It turned out to be a massive and powerful Jellicent. Our attacks did very little to it, and it could absorb our very life force. It was so nasty, in fact, that whenever we did any real damage to it, it would devour its own followers just to gain a little bit of its strength back. It was at this time we felt the true terror of this monster, when it fell upon Jade's Tortuga, devouring it and killing it outright. Poor Flippers. Sadly, also during this scuffle, one of Manaphy's eggs was destroyed. This was when we realised that this monster could no longer be allowed its reign of terror to continue. I channeled with Cresselia to her maximum potential, and through her and Manaphy's aura, we managed to destroy the sea banshee. Devastated at the loss of its child, Manaphy began to mourn the smashed egg. I had to do something, so I used Cresselia's power of Lunar Dance to bring it back to life, sacrificing my own HP in the process. Somehow I survived, and shortly afterwards, all of the eggs hatched to a small school of Phione. We headed back to the surface, shocking our fisherman friend and Prism in the process. Manaphy suggested that the Phione I brought back to life should join us. We named him Lucky, and he became a great friend. As Jade was mourning the loss of Flippers, Manaphy's melodic friend, recognizing her heroism and bravery, decided to join us as well. Jade named her Queen Scales, and she became an amazing asset to the party. Not much else happened after that, really. Luna and Prism had a really awkward date where she lost pretty much all interest in him. We entered a 1v1 tournament at the Academy, which Prism won, that everybody agreed was fair and not at all rigged in their favour. We parted ways with Team Prism on relatively good terms, and they went off to collect their next gym badge at Port Oligarch. We stopped at the Academy to pick up our fossils, and for whatever reason, they couldn't resurrect Jade's. We collected our things and headed off to Route 4. And that concludes the Aristocrat Harbour story arc. With watching this video, you can safely skip episodes 56 to 93. If you want to support us by watching the best episodes, I suggest episodes 57 to 59 for our time at the Academy, episode 60 for Jade's hilarious reaction to Amber Stone, episodes 68 and 69 for my journey to the dream world with Crystal, and episode 71 for Lavi singing his cover of Kiss the Girl to Luna and Prism. Also, if you want my recommendation on episodes to avoid, I personally suggest skipping the Sea Banshee fight of 78 to 82. It was a really good fight at the time, but as an episode of a show, it drags quite a bit. Also, the GM begs you to skip episodes 83 and 84. This is the infamous date scene with Prism and Luna. It's really bad, and Stuart and Corinne have no chemistry at all. Seriously, avoid this. Thank you again for watching. If you like this series, please consider pledging to us on Patreon. The amazing Lady Nanaki, who controls my adventure, actually does all of the artwork for this series. and your pledges help to keep her bills paid and young Sung fed. Follow your hearts, people! Otherwise, if you want to see more of my cute face, you can check out our playlists, or you can see one of our crossover games. I'm sure they won't be important later. See you next time!